level, right? So multiple inheritance is also a huge part for Java, even though it's not supporting it. It's saying that I'll not support. Why it will not support? Because there will be some ambiguity issues, correct? I showed yesterday. So there is a chance of having ambiguity issues. That's why they said, boss, if you have parent one, if you have my screen is visible to you guys, right? You have a
Yeah,
parent one,
Amit.
Yes.
you have a parent two, and you have a child here. That means the parent one has a method called sum, and parent 2 also has a method called sum. So with both the sum method, if in the child I try to call the sum method, it would be in ambiguity boss where to come from. Okay, this is the ambiguity. This is the ambiguity which the child will have, that which parent sum method I need to take. User is asking for which one. That's why Java doesn't support. And this ambiguity problem has a formal name. Okay, that is called diamond problem. Diamond problem. Now you will say that what is this diamond problem we are talking about? I can see only a triangle here, right? Two parents, one child. I can see a triangular structure here, correct? This one. So diamond also
Yes.
should have a top here. I will be calling it a diamond. There is a top, and that's why I didn't discuss it yesterday. So there is a top. So always remember, any single line, any single class, any single, not only you are creating, even Java developers has created the scanners, integer, string, maths, this type of class, right? Whatever the code is inside a Java you are writing, you are seeing, you would be using with, everything has already a parent. That parent name is object. Object is a class. So sometimes even few minutes back when like she gave the control space, sometimes you will see the drop down will have some methods and it will come like object class. So object is the parent class for all in Java. You are creating one class that is also a child of object. Any particular class you are using scanner, that is also a child of object. Object is parent for every freaking class of Java. Okay. So object is the parent. From there, obviously, I have created parent one, parent two, and from there I have the child. And now it creates a shape of diamond, right? So that's why it says it creates a diamond problem. It's the formal name of that ambiguity, which is called diamond problem. So interviewer will ask you very frankly that, boss, you just said why the multiple inheritance is not possible by Java. Can you explain me why? The answer has to be that there would be an ambiguity problem which is called as diamond problem. So when we have multiple childs for a multiple parents for a particular child, and if the parents hold the same functionalities or methods inside it, then the child would be unable to identify which particular method to call upon if the user asked. And this ambiguity problem is called diamond problem. You don't have to mention the object class, but why it's taking a shape of diamond, that's what I wanted to explain. Okay, so this is the problem. Clear? Diamond problem. Any doubts? You want me to repeat again? What would be the answer for interviewer?
Yes, Amit. Yes, please, sir.
Okay, so the thing is, interviewer may ask why it's not problem. You have to remember two or three types. First mention the ambiguity. That was there would be some ambiguity, an ambiguity which is known as diamond problem. So now you can say to the interviewer, just an example, if a child has two parents and both the parents has a method called sum, or you can just, without giving an example, you can also say that having the same method, then when this method would be called upon in the child class, we do call upon, right? When we go to the child class, we call the parent methods. So when we are calling this parent method called sum, the child class would be in ambiguity that this particular method should come from the first parent or it should come from the second parent. And this ambiguity is called diamond problem. And that's why multiple inheritance is restricted with Java. Clear?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes,
Yeah. Thank
yes,
you.
sir. Yes, yes.
So that's the issue of multiple inheritance. Now, but in real life, multiple inheritance is needed. People can't ignore it. Why? Because you may need multiple class to work with. You can't ignore that fact. So Java has to do something, boss. Multiple intents I'm not supporting because of this ambiguity, then I have to give some other way to handle it. And they have created a way to handle this multiple inheritance. And that is formally known as interface. Interface. What is an interface? Interface is like a house without any room. It's a house. It's a blank house without any room. Okay? It just has a planner. That's it. So if just suppose, just an example. This is a house which doesn't have any room. Here is a window 1, here is a window 2, here is a window 3, here is a door, and here is another exit door. So if you have to direct someone in this house, okay, that boss, go to this particular house and give me this particular thing which is there. What you'd be using, because there is no room, what would be your notifiers? Your notifiers would be these windows and doors, right? Go to the left side second window and take the thing which is there, kind of a thing, correct? Or go to the exit door, just before the exit door you will see that table there, bring the table to the house. This type of thing notifiers you would be using. So interface, sorry, interface just helps it there. Why? Till now the problem, just keep a concept of a blank house, okay? I'll come back to interface again. Till now what was happening? Till now the problem was that I have a class A. Inside it I have a method called sum, which had a CISO, that only the CISO is the sum is 10, hard-coded CISO. Then I have a class B. Again I have a method called sum, and here I have done int x equals to scan dot something, int y equals to scan dot something, then CISO x plus y. Okay, and then this both are getting inherited by class C, and I have called the sum method with creating an object obj dot sum. There was the ambiguity, right? That I have to implement only the CISO this one, or I have to implement with a good rule of like this particular B1. That's why the ambiguity was there, because there were different implementations. Correct? Different types of implementations are there. So which, depending on the implementations, the output would be also different. Correct? Here always the output would be coming as hard-coded 10. Here always the output would be coming as the value would be entered by the user. So if I call the sum method in class C, the class C had the ambiguity, boss, I have to call this method or I have to call this method. This is the ambiguity because the implementation there. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
no.
Yes, yes.
I'm not
Yes.
getting what you are saying. Even one of you guys, if you are not getting, let me know. Okay. I'll repeat again. This is very important. So why the ambiguity is there, you are not getting it? So ambiguity was not the problem with the method name. The ambiguity was there the problem because of the implementation. Because the implementation was making it hard and creating the ambiguity. That was, I have this hard coded value and I have a user intent value which is dynamic. Just a second. So which one to take from this both of the sum? That's why it was creating the ambiguity. So if anyone says you, boss, due to my uh, room differentiation I'm getting the ambiguity, what would be the best solution for you? Remove the implementation, right? Remove the implementation from the method and it would be working super fine. So Java developers also got the same idea. Boss, let's create one type of class where there would be only method declaration, no method implementation. So if the method declarations are there and no implementations are there, you are not creating the room basically. You are not creating any room in your house. You are just saying, oh, this window side would be my bedroom someday. This door side would be my drawing room someday, like that. This balcony side would be my master bedroom. It's something like that. It's all planned, nothing is implemented. It's just plan, and that is called interface. So what is an interface? After all this, the interface is basically is a is a class type entity. Okay, it's the same level of class. It's a class level entity which has the property the methods are not implemented. Now, how it got solution? Okay, methods are not implementing. That means I have an interface one I1 which has a method called sum, and I have a method. uh, I have another interface which has a method called sum. Nothing implemented now, right? Nothing inside it basically. Now I have a class of C which is extending both of I1 and I2. Now you are saying multiple inheritance is possible. Yes, possible. Why? No, nothing is contradicting each other. Both are blank. Anyhow, from the parent, I'm not getting anything basically. I'm getting a blank land from both of my parents. I can use it to make it a storeroom. I can use it to make it a bedroom, drawing room, balcony. I can make it just to use 5 BHKs. Nothing else. So implementation is left to child. There is no parent implementation now. And that's why the ambiguity is gone now. Child is so secure that I can use any of this land and I can create my house. Not clear, huh? What I'm trying to
So
say.
implementation can't be present in interfaces, isn't it, Amitav? And if we want to implement any method, that should be in the class.
Yes, what I'm saying. So, see, come from the diamond problem side. Diamond problem has the side that boss methods are implemented, the rooms are already created. Okay. Now the thing is, what I'm saying, if my parent is giving me a house and the rooms are already created, and if the room's heights are low, I can't bring something huge in my room. Correct? That was the problem. And that's why the diamond problem is coming from which parent I had to get the room where I can particularly justify this particular space. And that's where this, you know, interface came. Interface said this is a house only without any room. So I don't have any particular rooms, just it's initialized. Now if I have a huge thing to make inside my room, uh, as a child class I'm inheriting both the interfaces I have inherited. It doesn't matter. Now, as per requirement, as per my requirement, I have a requirement to I have to bring a huge thing. So I'll use any of these two lands. I can bring either any of this sum. It doesn't matter because there is nothing. I'll create the new height of that room. As per requirement, I can call upon any, and there will be no ambiguity because nothing is implemented there. It's all blank. Okay, let me show you from Eclipse how it's easy. Check my calendar also. Okay, so if you see here, so let's create an interface. So new, you will see the interface here. You can see, right? The interface. Let's give an interface name of uh, house one. Let's give H capital H, house one and finish. So this is the interface. As you can see, public interface house one, and there I can just write public void room one. That's it. This is my method. No implementation, no curly braces, nothing. Okay. Public void room 2. I'm just saying there would be two rooms in this house, but both are empty. I'm creating another interface, house 2, and it also has two rooms. Not two rooms, just the plan. I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Nothing implemented. So now if I have a class child class extends house 1, house 2. So there is an error. What it's saying? Oh, sorry, not extends. I forgot. Implements.
Implementation.
Yes, yes. So when you are doing the interfaces, the keyword changes to implements. Okay, because
Yes.
there was no implementation here, right? There was no implementation here. That's why you have to give implementation in the child class. That's why the implements comes. But still there is a error. What it's saying was there are unimplemented methods. See, must implement the inherited abstract methods of house 2. So add unimplemented methods. If you click here, you will see both the method came here as override. But if you remember when we had the class, we by default had a super property, right? Because the parent had something to offer. That's why the super keyword was there. For interfaces, was there any particular implementation from parent? Nothing, right? Now child can shape it up as however he wants, however he or she wants that I want this room big, I want this room to be implemented like that. There is no ambiguity now. Nothing of the both of the parent concept are like contradicting each other. They both had a particular space which the child is utilizing and I can implement it anyhow I want. And that's why the ambiguity is broken now. That boss, no implementation, so no ambiguity. And diamond problem is broken through interfaces. Sorry, interface. Any one of you got it? What I'm trying to say? If not, don't worry. Like it's not like why you are not getting it or interface is a huge concept. Even we'll fight with it till tomorrow also. Just a second, okay? Give me 2 minutes. I'll just inform that I'll be late by 10 minutes. Stand up. So what I'm trying to say that was when we had the classes, okay? So classes had the problem. So this is the parent one, right? So parent one had some implementation. So when you are writing a class, you mandatorily have to fill something inside. So you have to give a implementation. But for the interfaces, you can just close it with semicolon. You don't have to give any implementation. Implementation property comes to whom? This responsibility comes to child. That child can implement anyhow he or she wants. If child can implement and parent doesn't have an implementation, so this only method declaration doesn't give the ambiguity. That's the problem. That's the solution actually. That method had the different type of implementation. That's why the ambiguity was coming. That's why the classes, multiple classes, child was not able to take. But with the interfaces, because there is no implementation and child can implement as however he or she wants, he or she is getting that freedom, boss, I can take from any parent, it doesn't matter where from it's coming. So if you see actually in the child class, it never mentioned like this room 1 is coming from either house 1 or house 2, correct? Because both of the house 1 and house 2 has room 1 and room 2. And basically then you will say that it should come 2 to 4 times. It's not even coming, right? 4 methods should be there, but it's not. It's only 2 methods because they are the same. Commonality is gone. The ambiguity is gone itself. You are getting right from this example only. House 1 also had room 1, room 2. House 2 also has room 1, room 2. So if the child is getting for a class, it should get all the 4 methods. 2 times of room 1, 2 times of room 2. But because it's an interface and no implementation is there, for this child class, it's same. Boss, I have 2 rooms only. Room 1 and room 2. No ambiguity. Sorry, I got dropped. But yeah, Chinna, any doubt?
Yeah, yeah. Like, then what are the use of using the other class methods without initializing anything?
It's something you can't think as a use. So what is happening? I'm creating interface so that I can inherit. So see, the problem is public void. I may have room 3 for this particular class. Okay. So when I'll be inheriting this child class, again there's an error because it has some unimplemented method and it will come the room 3. Okay. So in number of interfaces I may have, they have made their own property, but as a whole, like I'll get only those methods which are like it's getting sorted. You see, the common methods are getting out and only the unique methods are coming to me, and I have to implement them. Without implementation, there is no way, right? Without implementation, I'll never get an output. So that's why a class can implement interfaces. Okay, class can implement interfaces, and interfaces needs to be implemented. That's why the error comes automatically whenever you implement any class, implement any interface. Automatically, the error comes here and says that boss, you have to implement the unimplemented methods, and these methods comes here. The what I'm trying to say here, you have to understand why this multiple inheritance was not possible for classes and possible for interface. Multiple inheritance was not possible for classes because class had the ambiguity because methods were implemented. The rooms were already decorated, the rooms already had furnitures, room had already a particular ceiling height. Child couldn't do anything about it. And child was confused that which room I have to sleep, in this master bedroom or that parent's master bedroom. But here, when we are implementing through interface, there is no implementation. So what is happening? Compiler is also adding up two master bedroom and one single master bedroom. Boss, you have one master bedroom. That's why I have only one room one, not two times, right? I should have two times ideally because both my parent has a room one, correct?
Yeah.
But compiler is also saying, boss, you have only one room one. Implement it as you want. It's a blank space. Nothing is implemented there. It's a blank space. You can do whatever however you want. You want to put some furniture there, you don't want to put anything, only the bed, it's your choice now. That's why the ambiguity is gone. Child is free to do whatever he wants.
Okay, so ultimately we will be implementing over the child class level only, not
Yes,
at the interface level.
interface level
Uh,
implementation is not done. That's why the ambiguity is
not
actually not happening. Okay. And
okay.
But
Like,
instead of inheriting from the undefined, sorry, only
unimplemented.
the method, the empty method would be inherited from the parent. But it actually in turn looks like, actually instead of all this chaos, the child can directly implement whatever he wants, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yes,
What are the
Why should
uses of
it get it
having
from
those
the parent
methods?
and then implement something in the class?
yes,
yes.
yes, Amitabh, I'm also
A- And that's how it happens actually in real time also. When I gave you example of try, if you remember TRAI, right? TRAI or RBI, they set a set of rules that was you have to have this type of policies. Okay, like for RBI you have to have a savings account offer, you have to have RD, you have to have FD, you have to have current account, you have to have credit cards, you have to have debit cards. This type of things you any bank has to offer. Now RBI is an interface and SBI is a class. SBI is implementing the RBI rules as he like SBI wants. SBI wants, okay, I can withdraw, I can let any person withdraw from savings account 5 lakhs a day, not more than that. For HDFC, it might be 6 lakhs of a day. They are implementing as their own rule, right? SBI is saying for RD, my interest rate would be 7.1. HDFC is saying that for RD, my interest rate would be 6.8. They are implementing as their want. So RBI is giving them a blank space. Boss, you have to have this type of rules that cash withdrawal, cash deposit, check, debit card, credit card, this type of properties. These banks are also implementing them, but they are implementing as they want.
Okay,
Okay.
but here we find no nothing to say
Implementation.
no
any failure.
implementation, nothing.
Yeah, just we are just
Then
getting
the
the
uh,
It's hello.
That's what I'm
then
saying. So
It's
you
like
can
abstract method. It's like no implementation.
don't
That's
come with the abstract keyword. Come down. So you can think of it like That's what I'm saying. That RBI, see, this is an RBI, okay? So RBI has given a name, that credit card. So that means credit card facility has to be there. This is check. So check facility has to be there. Now SBI has got it, and now they can implement. Boss, RBI has said, so I got the same property, right? At least that, okay, boss, I have a check. Now I can implement the rules as I want. That one user can put 5 checks in a day, hardly. One check has to have a particular sign and date. The check has to have a sign at the back. These type of rules the
Yeah, hi
banks are
Amitav.
putting.
Sorry for
Yeah,
the interruption.
no
Like,
issue.
apart from this, if we come to the real time, while using this multiple inheritance level, these methods will be having some couple of rules. Upon these rules, will be modifying them, right?
In practical level, in inheritance, you would be putting those methods only, which you need to implement
These
in
methods
different.
have some set of rules
No, no,
which
no,
we cannot change.
no. So what I'm saying that in practical use, what will happen? Interfaces will have those type of methods which would be implemented in different classes in different ways. Those methods we put as an interface. So right now this child class is putting the room 1, room 2, room 3 in his own way. I know these methods again would be needed in some other class, and there the implementation needs to be different. So again I'll create one mode, that child class 2, and then again I can get these methods and implement them as I want, right? So I'll create interface for those methods where the implementations I can change for class wise. The same methods, but class wise implementation will change. Not getting, so what I'm saying, the child class, just suppose this one, okay? So it has a CISO. Why it's not coming? This is method of room 1 child class, okay? New class child class 2. Finish. Implements house 1, house 2. As soon as I write it, again unimplemented methods, it came here. Room 1 from child class 2. This is the point. So I had the same interfaces, but I have implemented them differently in different classes. In real time interfaces you would be using for those methods which I know that room 1, room 2, room 3, or room 1, room 2, this would be used in different classes. I can implement them differently in different classes. So I have implemented them in child class in one way, and I have changed the implementation in another class again, and I'm getting the property of multiple inheritance. Whenever I need a multiple inheritance, I have to have used the interface. Okay, let's do one thing. I don't want to like make it more confusing. For interface, Java T point, okay. Go through Java T point once. And we'll discuss again in Monday anyhow. Like interface will take time, it's not easy. So don't worry, it's whatever you have understood, it's huge already for 10 to 15 minutes session. So go through Java T point once for the interface. We'll come back and we'll see again. Though you will see something interesting while reading Java T point, I know, but we'll explain that too, how it happens. Okay. So go through Java
Okay.
Point's documentation once. It's a must, I'm saying. So Monday we are gonna discuss how it works. Okay, a
Sure.
little bit more.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Amitav.
Thanks.
Thank you, Amitav.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
Okay.
you.
you.
Bye bye.